So yeah, keep it on mute whenever you're not talking, right?
Oh, keep the Discord on mute?
Yeah, I mean that's what I should do, right? Keep my mic on mute when I'm not talking.
Yeah, I mean I have it voice activity, just since I figured I'd be blasting through the whole time to you guys. But I mean if you want me to do push to talk, I can do that.
No. Either way, okay. I'm cool with you. Do what you want to do.
Okay.
I'll just be here.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to shoot whenever you feel like shooting me a donation, go ahead. I was kind of late shift, so you don't have to do it too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I'll tell you right now, 20 minutes in and 43 minutes in, there are auto scroller sequences which are super boring and they last about 2 minutes each. So those are great times to just jump in.
And you are live.
Okay, excellent. I love to be live. So anyway, folks, I'm PMC Trilogy. This is True Crime New York City, any percent. And one thing I want to point out before we get started here is there's a very important setting in the volume mix. We set voice lines to 0, and this is super important because when you put voice lines to 0, it skips all of the voice lines. They don't play, so you'll notice a lot of in-game cutscenes that seem kind of weird. But let's go ahead and get started now. Of course, we will name the save file ESA, and we will get going. All cutscenes are skippable. I play this game with 9,000 DPI because the mouse handling is super terrible. The walls are also suggestions. You can pretty much just go through walls. And the auto aim is really screwy, so you can pretty much just mow down people by holding down the auto aim button and going crazy. So that was the prologue mission. That was 5 years ago. 5 years have now passed, and we are learning to be a police officer the only way we know how, which is by punching foam. So we're just going through. This is going to be a training sequence for the next few minutes. There I was just doing different kinds of attacks. The controls in this game are really screwy. They are not bindable. You can't change them, at least not with the base version of the game. So what we do is we do enough of the particular training course, and then we clip out of bounds and move on to the next part of the training course. So that was the physical test. Now we're going to get on to the shooting test. These little targets are kind of random. So you can see that one spun there, and it delayed me from getting through the area. That's a gun dive. So now we're going to learn how to throw grenades. If you mash F there, it will soft lock the game. So you have to kind of hold off. And then anyway, we did enough of the test. So now we're going to clip through this. This is actually one of the harder clips. Yeah, so that clip can be kind of annoying. Sometimes I'll just reset there constantly. It's a real crazy bummer. Alright, so now it's driving test time. If you're wondering about why the animations all seem sped up, it's because they are. This is the PC version of the game, which is glitched. There is an unofficial fan patch that fixes it so that the animation speed is the same as normal animations, or would be, as it would appear on GameCube or Xbox or whatever. Of course, faster animations means the game is faster, so running this game on PC, we do not install any patches to fix it. So this is a short driving sequence. The New York Police Department has a giant underground cavern for doing driving tests. I don't know why, but we can just kind of zip through here. Turning in this game generally means using little bursts of handbrake to just make the turn. You don't want to spend too much time turning because you're going to be losing speed. And then you just go through here, hit the baby carriage, that's really important, and then we stop the car and we're done with driving test. So now we're going to have a sequence where we're supposed to change clothes and learn how to get cars from the garage. But once again, walls are just a suggestion in this game, so we're just going to piece on out of there and leave, because that's slow. Alright, anyway. So that's that. Now we're going to do some more tutorial stuff. We're going to learn about driving. Important note about driving in this game is that it's kind of similar to other open world driving games. You want to do something to make traffic not spawn in front of you. In this case, all you have to do is just face the camera the other way, and cars will not spawn in front of you. So it's pretty easy to drive this way. But yeah, no, this is pretty much just a straight drive. There's 3 or 4 times in the game where I have to drive. But thankfully it's not something that's really necessary because the car physics in this game are super crazy. All right, so now we're going to have a test for how to handle criminals. We have to do some stop and frisk on the streets of New York. Big shout-outs. One of my best friends apparently works right here. So I'm going to dox him real quick. He constantly says this whenever he comes in the stream. So anyway, we arrest that guy. He went into the Shadow Realm. He's gone now. Whenever I arrest people, I get good cop points, and they disappear into the Shadow Realm. Yeah, so you can see there was an example of a cutscene that was much faster because there was no voice dialogue. Like, there was a whole set of voice lines there that was like going to describe, you know, each of these criminals and how they behave and interact, and the game just skipped through all that because voice line is set to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and helpfully steal this man's car. And we got to chase down this guy. Shoutouts to this guy who closes the door that isn't there. He must be like a criminal mime or something. And then we hook him around in our car and then give him a tackle. You have to tackle him first before arresting him. And there we go. We learned the street test. Yeah, shoutouts to the load times in this game too. I only run games with terrible load times. So here we have another short driving sequence. The deep lore of this game is that our mentor cop, who picked us up off the street, is about to die, but he's actually faking his own death. And then the FBI asks us to figure out who the corrupt cop is, and it's actually our mentor. So we yeah, anyway, so now we're about to go here, and he dies in this cutscene that I've never watched. Here we're gonna do some save and load tech. So we do that load just to skip walking to the door. Ordinarily in the intro act, we would have to do a bit where we'd have to do like a randomly generated city crime. But if we do a load once we go outside, it skips the city crime and just puts us straight onto the next mission. So now we're going to do, for the first time in the game, we need to get a taxi. Taxi RNG is a huge part of this game, and honestly probably one of the reasons I'm not going to grind it for too much longer. Taxis, of course, are the form of fast travel, and you just have to go ahead and get them. It's sort of unavoidable because it's just fast. So here, Christopher Walken, who is the FBI agent, tells us about the corrupt cop and is like, hey, you have to do this. Because this is a marathon, I'm going to be mashing enter there to save my game. Instead of doing backspace to exit the menu. Shoutouts to taxi spawns. Alright, I'm just going to walk down here so I can get taxis off of 2 roads. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so like this is a really bad taxi spawn. Ideally, I would have wanted a taxi on that first road. So go ahead and go up this way. So the game from now on is divided into 4 acts, and those 4 acts are each of 4 different criminal syndicates, and the game automatically puts us onto the first one, which is Magdalena's cartel. So we got our first shooting sequence here. I'm going to go ahead and pop those guys with my pistol, use this SMG. Again, auto-aim, very good in this game. You can just kind of hold down shift, wave the gun around, and it murders people. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a new gun here. Murder people. So here I'm going to free aim just so I can get all those guys, and I'm going to back out the door there. So that was that mission all done. Yeah. And then we're going to look for another taxi. I think there was one back there, but I'd rather get a closer one. I think I saw it. No. Alright, yeah. This is a marathon. I should probably just take taxis that I see far away. Alright, so next up is The Messenger. The excellent mission in True Crime New York City, not to be confused with the recent indie game. Here we need to pull out our gun quickly and shoot a guy trying to get away. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. For example, pedestrians can spawn in front of you. A car could run this guy over. There's also a mechanic in this game called a neutralizing shot. So what I did there was I waited for the cursor to turn blue so that I could get this. This is our first interrogation in the game. The goal is to press different buttons to get the white exclamation points to line up. There's a few glitchy things you can do with that, but... Oh, oop. Alright, whatever. See, there was an example of me backing out of the menu. Alright, so anyway, that went pretty well. And then it's on to Safe House, which is basically another shooting mission. We'll have some more out-of-bounds stuff here. See, these guys want to fight me, but I'm just going to go ahead, pop out of bounds, and say goodbye to them. Doing this skips a bunch of triggers, which is really useful. Because there would be some doors that would lock, but we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to run past all these guys. Oh, got caught in the wall there. Yeah, as I said, I played this game with 9,000 DPI. It's not exactly... a fine controlling game. Pick up the AK, jump over that laser, which is important. I routinely screw that up. Oh yeah, the brands in this game are really good. There's collectible Puma shoes in this game. So here, in order to defeat this guy, you have to knock down these signs. And so what I'm gonna do is spray so that I hit 2 letters at once and just take down all the letters. They spell cold beer, so yeah, shout outs to knocking down a cold one. Oh, come on. Sometimes I will kind of preemptively try to assume it'll work, and then it doesn't work. So there I accidentally did gun threat when I thought I was going to be able to arrest him. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm shooting when I'm walking around, it's because either being in an aim state or in a run and gun state will cause you to move faster indoors. It only works indoors. It doesn't work out of doors. Yeah, shout outs to that good taxi though. All right, so here is another good old run and gun mission. So I'm gonna run and gun past all these guards. Shoot all these priceless artifacts, because the overarching thread of all of the missions is that you're trying to interrogate lesser criminals to make your way up to the boss. And so like here I'm coming to this museum so I can interrogate the guy who runs the museum to find out where the next person up the chain is. Oh yeah, the interrogations are another thing that is skipped on account of, like, all the interrogations would be really long. But having voice lines off makes them much shorter. So here I did oh no, it didn't work. So sometimes if you like really mash hard, you can end up getting 2 exclamation points at once, which is really some powerful stuff. Here is a little bit where we have to do some menuing. We have to skip this task. Tasks are a way for the game to allow you to, if you fail an interrogation, it's not game over. You just have to do like a side mission to get back on track in the mission chain. All right, so now we're gonna do a little mental award portion here. You gotta defeat these guys. We usually just do heavy combos to take these guys out. Alright, and then a short cutscene plays. But instead of doing... He wants us to climb up into the window with him. But that is boring, especially since we can just clip out of walls. Shout outs to whatever this skybox is. It's extremely good. Also these cars, extremely good. But instead of going straight to the end boss of this area, we're going to pop back in bounds and defeat this guy because he has a syringe, which is really useful. We're going to pop back out of bounds and then run in here. Everyone listen closely. Oh yeah, there we go. Shout outs to the Windows noise. So we stun him with the syringe. That's how you administer a syringe. And then it allows us to do a one-hit kill. Alright, so this is going to be the first driving sequence. We can't use a taxi here. We just have to hope we get a fast car. Usually we'll take a police car. Oh, wait, no, that's, yeah, that's a motorbike. Alright, so I'm gonna, oh god. Okay, so this is like the fastest thing in the game. But like also 100% there's a chance I'm gonna kill myself. So let's just do it. Let's do it and say we did it. But there's a bit of RNG there. Yeah, as I said, normally we would take a police car there, but we get a motorcycle, so why not? This will allow us to save a little time. But yeah, driving sequence. I would love to read chat during this, but I really can't. There's like a very good chance a car will spawn in front of me, and I will collide head on with it, and it will be bad for me. Alright, we're almost at our destination. Okay. Yeah, see right there. The game knew. Alright. And there we go. Alright, so here we're going to clip out of bounds. I messed it up. So there's a way, sometimes you can, if you're doing an attack while falling out of the level, you'll be able to avoid damage. And so there I wasn't able to do it, so I just fell out. This will come back in a little bit though, So what we're doing here, this is the boss of the level, but we found the boss of the level out of bounds before fighting it. So I'm basically killing it before it can appear in the level. Alright, so we killed it, but we have to actually make it appear in the level before it'll end the mission for us. So I triggered the next fight sequence, and then I have to just kill a bunch of guys through the floor. But thankfully, with the magic of auto-aim, it's actually pretty easy to do. The only problem is that it sometimes makes you auto-aim the boat, and that's not really useful. But once you hear the music change, you know you're good. And then we have to choose Shadow Tongue here. As you progress through the game, each segment gets progressively more difficult. And so one of the things we're doing is we're intentionally choosing Shadow Tongue because it is a part of the game that, if we did last, could be much harder than we need it to be. Anyway, so we got to go to a goth club. And we're going to have to defeat the goths. So rest in peace, the goths. And unfortunately, it is still marginally faster to walk to the beginning of this mission than get in a car. This is the first like really big fist fight of the game. And there's going to be 3 phases. I'm going to heavy combo punch these boys, and then each of the ladies only takes a single heavy punch. And then we get a second wave of boys in. I'm going to throw this item, and then do a dodge. Okay, whoop, that's not good. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so I wanted to grab him before he could do an attack, but... And now, yeah, the hitboxes in this game aren't great. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to do a backup then, since I would rather just get through this. Knives will 100% kill these boys. So, yeah, we'll just do that real quick. Anyway, this guy jumps down, and apparently goths can breathe fire? So we just hit him with a knife twice and give him a heavy punch combo, and we're good. And then she, that's the girl we're trying to help. She jumps out of the coffin and runs out. And then we get to the first auto-scroller in the game. I'll explain the rules for the auto-scrollers real quick. Basically, we stand in this limo, we shoot boys, and we just have to avoid dying, which isn't too hard. I would say that I run every set. I die probably like 1 out of every 30 runs or something. But anyway, if there are donations, now is an excellent time.
Sure, yeah, we have one donation from Anonymous for $10. And Anonymous says, "Thanks for the driving lesson, PMC Trilogy." So there you go.
There we go. Driving is important.
Yeah, I also want to give a donation of knowledge. We are doing this for the Movember Foundation, and everything the Movember Foundation does is to stop men from dying too young. So, guys and gals out there, if you want to support that, get your donations in. Keep it rocking.
There you go. So, basically there's going to be waves of boys come in. The one thing that you can do for swag points is that if you are able to make a car explode in front of other cars, you can get them to have like a chain reaction death, which can be really good. But mostly it's just wonky car physics and shooting cars. Rip that hot dog stand. Yeah, so if you're playing this game with voice lines on, like they're shouting stuff at you the whole time, like, you know, we'll show you how the undead really live and stuff like that. I don't know. I've actually never played this game with voice lines because KZ Frew had discovered the no voice lines thing right before I started running this game. And I mean, when I heard about that, I was speechless. So, but yeah, we'll just go ahead, auto aim at these boys. Oh, hello. We're almost getting close. This is like the last full wave of cars, and then we'll have sort of a gauntlet at the end to make the mission close up. Thankfully, there are only 2 of these auto-scrollers, and the next one comes back in like 23 minutes. Yeah, there you go. You see, I got the 2 guys who fell off their motorcycles. They were hit by the chain explosion. Also, shout-outs to the ghost motorcycles. They are important, and I respect them. All right, so that once we pass that point, it pretty much clears up. And then we are on to... So now at this point, as I said, we've begun the second criminal unit, which is the Shadow Tongue. Yo, no, taxi. Yes, thank you. Okay. So now we're going to go to what used to be my least favorite mission, because it had like 3 minutes of driving. But I want to give a big, huge shout out to Skiller Tear, who I think is in the marathon chat. He found out how to skip 2 of the drives, and also, I mean, KZ Frew did skip. So this mission used to consist of 4 drives, and now it only consists of 1 drive. No, see, yeah, I always try to blind avoid the traffic there. Unfortunately, that taxi really wants to block me. So what we're supposed to do in this mission is we're supposed to interrogate clerks. And what we used to do was interrogate all 3 clerks and fail all 3 interrogations. But Skiller discovered that you can fail the first interrogation and then destroy the truck. And that allows you to select an option which instantly warps you to the next mission. Yeah, so I'm trying to avoid traffic here while also not driving into trees. Didn't look great, but it's fine. The the car collision model in this game is extremely accurate, practically scientific. So anyway, we failed this intentionally. I'm just mashing plus. So we failed, and then we blow up our truck, which we can do by hitting this, and then we say visit informant, but the game freaks out and just sends us to the next mission. Now time for my least favorite clip in the game. You may remember I mentioned before that you can clip by oh, did I get it the first try? Yes! Oh my god, thank goodness. Okay, so by punching while I was falling out of bounds, I delayed when I would start taking fall damage. And that allowed me to survive that fall, when normally if you clip out of there, you would not be able to survive that fall. So that was really good for me. That is one of my least favorite clips, for sure.
Time for a quick donation.
Please.
We have $10 from KZ Frew, who says, thanks for playing this game, so I don't have...
It's true. I think I really might have taken it. Running this game might have been a curse. It might have been done intentionally to me. He's just afraid that I would start running Vice City. Afraid of the competition. I understand. So here we're going to go to the next mission. We're going to actually hijack this car. We're going to go ahead and flash our badge and take it, because we need to drive a little bit of a distance. Human cargo is this next mission, and it's generally considered by, I think, anyone who's run this game to be sort of the most perilous mission in the game. There's a bunch of ways that you can really just irrevocably fail it. Oh wait, I got tackled while I was jumping onto a crate, which is a thing that happens in this game. All right, so first we're gonna skip that door by jumping around, and then we're gonna come up here. I'm gonna try and hit this switch. It worked. Okay, that's good. So obviously we lost time because we fell down there, but that's no big deal. So we're supposed to be chasing this guy, and there's supposed to be a bunch of things we have to do. What I'm gonna do is get ahead of him. I'm gonna slow him down there. So we're supposed to be behind him, but and now these ladders are super risky. I need to wait for him to get right there. Okay, once you hear that ladder go, you know you're good. And then we have to go to the next ladder. Oh, perfect. So that you can actually soft lock the mission permanently on those ladders. And it's a problem. You basically have to restart the mission when that happens. But I'm the best at this game, so of course I do it flawlessly. Anyway. So now we only have to deal with these two guys for this final section. And we can just kind of do whatever we want with them. I usually just, I don't know, get hit by them or whatever. I'll murder them. The enemy AI likes to taunt when you knock them down, so... so shout outs to Xbox players. If you're an Xbox fan of True Crime New York City, this is the mission where you can't actually pass the game anymore. If you have the Xbox version, this mission is impossible because you can't win this fight right here. So the guy drops down, and you have to mash. You're obviously going to hear me mashing on my loud-ass mechanical keyboard. It is humanly impossible to win this on Xbox, so rest in peace, Xbox players. All right, I'm gonna wait for this to get close because I don't want to die there. But anyway, then we finish this up with an interrogation. So. There we go. Cool. So that's human cargo. That was a pretty good human cargo. I really can't complain. I did everything first try, and that's all you want. There's two strats you can do here. Sometimes you can drive back out to the road and get a taxi, which is what you used to do. Sometimes, I don't know. Like, if you can get a taxi quickly by spawning in to... Wait. Ooh, here we go. So, this is fine. Sometimes you can't find a taxi driving out here. The other thing you can do is do a save and load, and when you load in the save, you're in the police precinct, and then you can find a taxi outside, which can be faster because it skips the drive, but it also assumes that you can find a taxi outside of the police precinct, which is not a given. In the world record, I do use the save and load strat, but whatever. So here's Rat Race. This is a mission that's also extremely perilous. We were chasing Leland through here, and we got to chase him through all these zip lines, and he's got bad guys that are hanging out with him. We got to use these zip cords. This is honestly mostly just kind of playing the game as intended, besides the run and gun, which we're still using. Important note, you can hold down shift to do a run and gun, and you get to do the ladder animation really fast. It's very good. I recommend it. Alright, yep, same thing, but don't hold down shift anymore, because if you hold down shift there, you'll track onto these guys, and then you'll accidentally walk off the ledge and die, and that's, that's bad. You don't want to do that. Alright, so I'm going to ride the line here, shoot this guy when I land. Alright, and then a bunch of guys spawn up here. I'm going to waste them just for safety's sake. And I'm going to run here. Whatever you do, only press spacebar once. If you gun dive there, you won't be able to grab the other ledge. And then you'll die, like me, on many runs where I failed. So we can kick this guy 5 times while he's on the ground. I lost count and messed up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just have to knock him down. Usually you can 2-cycle him if you get a heavy punch combo off. Oh. Wow. I thought I had stopped. Yeah, see? The health bar didn't even move. That's some extremely Bush League speedrunning right there. Please ban me. Please ban all my runs. Alright, so here we have to do a really boring sequence where we climb up a wall. There's going to be a cutscene where it shows him knocking stuff down. We can move during this cutscene, so you can see I'm already over here. So counting to 5 is hard, okay? I have machines for counting to 5. Thank you very much. I mean, technically speaking, I did count to 5. The problem is that I counted to 6. Alright, yeah, so this is pretty much just normal climb, move, climb, move. There are health packs here. Like, if you're learning this game and you're worried about, taking damage and stuff, there are health packs that will restore your health. I'm probably going to go without health packs because I love taking risks. Actually, that's a lie. I'm probably going to get a health pack up here. There is a chance during this last section that the game will glitch out and it will start throwing infinite boxes at you, and they'll come really, really fast. It looks like we didn't get it here though, so which is great because it sucks. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this health pack over here. Yeah, he's very politely waiting for us, which I appreciate a lot. And then we're going to have a fight on the subway track. So if you ever wondered why the New York subway has delays sometimes, it's because of this. It's because people just fight. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Yeah, sometimes he just gets into this, like, infinite, which is really bad. Okay, come on, Radial. Yeah, the Radial has a really weird hitbox and doesn't connect a lot. Yeah, there I got tagged, unfortunately. Man, he is going off. Alright, yeah. Yeah, shoutouts to the combat mechanics of this game. Thrilling true crime New York City. There's like dojos in this game apparently that you can do and stuff. It's not something I've ever done. Oh man. All right, we're fine. This is all good here. We're saving the game. Now we're gonna go. Okay, so now we finished Shadow Tong, and so now we're on to the mob, the Palermo mob. We're gonna go down to our favorite ristorante and have a talk with the boys who are back in town. Oh man, sometimes you can sort of win the battle against those guys, but as you can tell, I did not. Oh man, I hit a directional attack there. Alright, so one of the fastest ways to do this is to do heavy combos, but with a weapon. Oh, what? Oh no, I arrested someone by accident. Sorry man, sorry, my bad. Alright, there we go. I hate it when I accidentally arrest people in the middle of a fight. Do trains affect the fight? So, the answer is yes, the trains do damage, they just don't do instant KO damage. So it can be useful, like, it'll take a little bit of Leland's health, but... Man, I keep getting dropped down into the blue part of the bar. That's really unfortunate. Alright, so that's Ristorante. Just a pretty straightforward fist-fighting mission. Alright, so now we gotta go up to a mortuary, which I've been dying to do. We're gonna do two quick missions here. One of them is that we go into the mortuary and fight some people. Actually, we fight exactly one person, and then we leave. And then the other one is that we have to chase down the mortician. I should have shoved some guys in the freezer. I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, that would be too fancy. All right, so anyway, we're gonna shoot that guy, and then we're gonna peace out of this level. So there you can see I correctly did the damage prevention. So we do that, and then we leave. We're out. We're good. Okay, here we go. So now Mortician's Flight is a mission that's like really, really easy to fail. For a few reasons. One is that Marcus just has trouble getting in cars. Sometimes he'll open the trunk. Sometimes he'll just think about it. You know. But we got in the car successfully, so shout outs to True Crime. Oh my god, he went left. But it's okay, I knew he was going to turn right there. I was totally paying attention. We're good. This is fine. This is fine. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to just kind of tag him. Unfortunately, there we go. Okay, so once you tag him, the car spins out. See, it's fine. It's fine. We're all fine here. Okay. So we gotta do the neutralizing shot again before we can interrogate him. And then we got him. Alright, simple. Man, I've been getting a lot of really touchy interrogations with not letting me get it when I'm in the marker there. It's unfortunate. Yo, taxi? Taxi? Oh, come on. Stop. Stop. Nah, it's just green light. Alright, so, okay, here we go. We got one. Alright, so now we're going to go to the gym to get swole. Thankfully, the taxi drops us off right in the mission start. I'm going to do something that one of my buddies been asking me to do forever. Which is throw this at her. So here you go. I did it. I hope you're happy, Skiller. So anyway, don't do this at a gym. If you're going to a gym, especially in New York, don't just throw weights at people. That's extremely rude. But yeah, that was kind of slow. Ideally, I would have gotten the first hits off sooner. I usually go for the other dumbbells, but hit her in one hit. I still had the puncher one, so I don't know what you wanted there, Skiller. But I hope you're happy now. We've memorialized your request for me to use the blue dumbbell. Oh yeah, shoutouts to the dumbbell that clipped through the floor. Alright, so we just chase her around the track, and then we interrogate her. Alright, there we go. And she tells us that our next objective is an accountant. So we're going to go to an accountant firm. I think that rule applies to all gyms. I would not throw weights at anyone in any gyms. Yo, come on, taxi. No wonder everyone's using Ubers. Come on. Remake True Crime New York City and include drive what do they call that? Drive share functionality. Alright, so here we go. Now this is going to be kind of like some previous missions you've seen where we will immediately clip out of the wall. Yeah, infiltrate office. This is how I infiltrate offices. But we have to get to the next part of the level, so we do just walk over to the elevator, jump into the elevator, hit E, press enter, and then clip out of bounds again. We have to make this guy spawn in order to continue the mission, but we can clip back out of bounds. And then we have to kill 4 guys in here. And then once we kill those 4 guys, we can interrogate Tony. Hey, Tony, how's it going? Alright, Tony had a bad day, so we arrest him, and then we leave. Alright, so that's good. Save the game. And then we get this lovely taxi that's just spawned here for us. Time to do so now we're going to do the final mission of Vertigo, which is going to be sort of similar. This is going to be, I don't know, this is one of the harder missions in the game, because there's a few clips, and the enemies are starting to do a lot of damage. As you get further in the game, enemies have more health and do more damage because they have better weapons. So one of our objectives really is going to be to avoid them. One of the first ways we avoid them is we avoid a bunch of spawns by clipping through this wall. And then this wall, you have to be careful because, yeah, there we go. Sometimes you can fall there and die, which is, you know, which is bad. You don't want to do that. I recommend it. We skip another enemy spawn by doing a gun dive over this post and walking along here. Ooh, this guy can have a shotgun or an AK. Usually I ignore it if it's a shotgun, but AK is really good. Really important, don't shift walk around this corner. There's a real risk of clipping out of bounds and dying. Believe me, I was on like a good pace run once. And I did that. So important note here, one of the guys in the elevator didn't actually get out. So don't shift walk here. I use a normal run and gun since that guy's stuck in the elevator. Sometimes you can hear him die when the elevator despawns. So now we have basically a sort of mini auto-scroller sequence. This wasn't like the second auto-scroller, but if there are any donations or you just want to remind people what we're doing here, I would be down for that.
Sure, yeah, I'm going to have to do the second one, which is reminding people what we're...
Uh-oh.
And what we're all about is the state of men's health. And the state of men's health is in crisis, guys. Men experience worse, longer-term health than women and die on average 6 years earlier. Prostate cancer rates will double in the next 15 years. Testicular cancer rates have already doubled in the last 50. 3/4 of suicides are men. Poor mental health leads to 500,000 men taking their own life every year. That's one every minute, guys. The Movember Foundation is working to fund both research into these areas and support networks for those undergoing treatment. Donate if you can, guys. Keep it up.
All right, so as you can see here, you can actually shoot these guys through the floor. And so I'm just using that to get a bunch of them before they can even start shooting at me. But that was the last floor. And now we're going to get the final boss, which is going to be a crane booth. And we just have to unload into it while also not getting hit by a beam. Yeah, we can't start shooting it though until after the cutscene, so... Oh. So there's a chance it'll do different things. And I just have to avoid it while shooting. All right, excellent. So that was a pretty clean Vertigo. That's all you can really ask for. I save the game, and now we are on to the last gang, or the last criminal enterprise, which is the President's Club. And we head up to the good old drug den, sponsored by Motorola, I think. Yeah, there we go. Sponsored by Motorola. Thanks, Motorola. So here we're going to be running and gunning past people to try and get to the end part as quickly as possible. Of course, I am not shift walking because I don't want to get waylaid. Yeah, if you all can stop shooting me, that would be great. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, Mr. KZ Furo, can you please not try and steal my jokes? Thank you. Alright, that was bad shooting, but we're still alive. And then I have to do a neutralizing shot. He has a huge minigun, which is not cool, and also neutralizing shots are bad. Alright, there we go. We got him. Got him on the last one. Oh boy. All right. Excellent. There we go. All right, so that's President Lincoln wrapped up. And we're on our way. Right, so the next mission is basically going to be the same thing. Oh, shout out to this taxi. This is honestly, I think, now my least favorite location to try and get a taxi in the game. So getting one there right away is a pretty big boon. All right, again, Club to Dow, sponsored by Motorola. So here there was already a firefight here, but we're just gonna peace out. Hint, big hint. Oh no, wait. Sometimes the game will give you a text that says "Hint: go slowly under lasers," but we don't need to go slow. We're just not gonna get the interrogation. Come on. There we go. Yeah, locate exit. Man, I can't believe this game jinxed me. I really wanted the hint go slowly under. There we go. Briefly flashed there for a second. Please go slowly under lasers, though.
Got a donation if you're ready for it.
Oh, please go.
We have a $5 donation from Dank House, and he says, "I'm PMC, and I put my shoes on in the morning.
Oh,
Love,
no.
the boys."
Oh, thank you so much. That's super deep inside me. I think that joke's like 20 years old. So, shout outs. Joke is actually older than this game. It's wild. Alright, so anyway, we're here on the second autoscroller. We're no longer, folks, if you were enjoying Twitch chat, I got bad news. We're no longer in Twitch chat. We're now in Homicide chat. So, watch out. It's Homicide chat. So again, it's gonna be the same as the previous autoscroller. So like, please donate, so I don't have to talk about how I'm shooting waves of guys. I believe in you. There are gonna be this autoscroller is slightly different because instead of being chased by Harleys, I'm gonna be chased by dirt bikes. Not dirt bikes. Oh, that's a big problem. The cars can knock you off the autoscroller route, so. Alright, so now... Oh, yo, sick jump. Yo. No scope. Okay, we're good. Alright. Yeah, so these are motorcycles. These sport bikes are actually kind of easier to shoot by free aiming instead of doing the auto aim. So there you can see I'm free aiming the body instead of shooting at the motorcycle. Homicide chat. So yeah, here I'm going to try and free him again. Remember, the mouse control in this game is very bad. If you're just getting here, I'm playing this game with my mouse set to 9,000 DPI. The mouse is abysmal. Oh yeah, shout out to that stretch limo. Ordinarily, the game's not supposed to let cross-traffic get in the way of the autoscroller, but this game isn't perfect. Oh yeah, nice textures. I was recently doing a run of this, and some of these buildings deloaded, and then the game crashed at the end of the autoscroller, which was a tragedy. Who built the ramps? I mean, I just assume that's how New York streets are, right? Like, yo, watch out, I'm ramping over here. You know, like, that must happen all the time. I assume. Ooh, that was 187. Shout out to Essex County. Yeah, this is, I don't know. Shout outs to people who play speed games with autoscrollers and have to listen to the same song play every time in the autoscroller. This goes out to you. For that. Alright, so here we're close to the end. We just gotta take care of these trucks. Our health is pretty good, so we're doing just fine. If you get lucky, the trucks will block the other trucks in that narrow street. Unfortunately, the song is too short for this auto-scroller, but instead of just having it go to another song, the song just repeats. Yep, so we're still in homicide chat. It's where we keep the drama on tap. And then we have to kill this guy. Using the incredibly bad aim. You have to free aim this part. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is so bad. Ideally, you would have killed him before that bridge. So, whatever is what it is. I agree. So now we're gonna have the second like race driving sequence. Ideally, you get like a sport bike here or a fast car, or you settle for a police car, or you get absolutely nothing, just garbage fresh from a toilet. All right, I'm just gonna take that police car. Oh, is that a sport bike? No. Shout outs to the guy jumping off when I flashed my badge, though. I respect that deeply. Alright, so here I'm not going to drive with my cam in front because I don't want to miss the turn. And having my sirens on anyway does enough for me. We need to go down 56th. And now we'll turn the camera around. Yeah, during my current PB, I had a song play during this segment that got me blocked on YouTube, so big shout outs to YouTube copyright robots. Yeah, we just gotta do a drive. And I'll tell you, if you're wondering what the True Crime Streets of LA speedrun is like, it's a lot of this. I watched it recently. It's a shorter run, but most of it is just driving. Driving and punching and in like equal amounts. I'm gonna go ahead and try and show off the least likely thing in the game. There is a chance we can get a super jump here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and see if I can get it to happen. Probably not gonna happen, but don't worry, there's a backup strat. Yeah, so sometimes you can just get clip out and shot across the level. But we're gonna do something else then. We're just gonna use this to jump. There we go. Oh, yeah, come on. There we go. Okay, so not exactly what I would like, but anyway, we can clip back in bounds in order to continue the mission. So we get to skip fighting some guys over here. Alright, so we kill that boy, take his gun, shoot these other boys. If you get the super jump just right, you can actually prevent them from spawning but still continue the mission, which is really dope. All the people that we're arresting right now are presidents, so the P isn't actually their name. It's actually an indication that they're president somebody or somebody else. Little swag jump there for all the damage avoiders. So we wait for him to come to this point, because we can only interrogate him here. We interrogate him, and then we peace out. Alright, so that's Print Factory. Again, that was Print Factory with the backup strat. I've only gotten the super jump to occur twice in live runs, which is unfortunate, because the super jump is dope looking. It's just incredibly unlikely. Taxi... Alright, so that... No! I was gonna say, that's a red light. But it actually isn't. Alright, here we go. One of the things that can happen when you're using the fast travel in this game is that there's like a subway marker right under the major case location marker, and so you can accidentally clip on the subway marker and go to the wrong place. And then the game laughs at you. Shoutouts to the lights flashing there. Alright, so we have no weapons, and we're in Benjamin's recording studio. I have lost more good runs to this than anything else. We're basically going to do a sort of interrogated strat here. Not interrogated, jeez. Intended. Oh boy. Oh, okay, well, There you go. That's how I lose runs. Sometimes that guy just murders you, and there is nothing you can do about it, so... There is an alternative strat that where you can clip through the door and try to just, like, rush the guy, but I found that's less successful, and I'd rather just... Wow, this boy is fighting me today. But you just throw the sword at him. Oh, wait, did that... Okay, here we go. For a second, I thought the weapon clipped through the floor. Alright, so we're gonna grab these and peace out. Yeah, that was a homicide that happened earlier, so we're really still in homicide chat when you think about it. The important thing to remember here is that I do not get... I do not have my base pistol right now, so if I run out of ammo, I'm pretty much screwed. So I tend to play this part of the game very cautiously. Alright, so we make our way through, and then we have to open this gate. You can clip through this gate before hitting this switch, but it doesn't do anything for you. You can't use the elevator to end the mission. And then we're just going to fast walk back. We're going to initially shift walk back because we can do so and not waste ammo in this gun. But once we get to about here, we start using the run and gun so we can just run past all these boys and hit the elevator. And then we have to knock off Benjamin's armor, which we have... Oh, damn. We have to use a weapon to do. Oh, man. Alright, so once... Yeah, see, like, I have to... Thankfully, bamboo is strong enough to do this, so, you know. Alright, there we go. Alright, so here we go. You can sort of bully this guy if you get lucky. Sometimes he will not use wake-up attacks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try and bully him. Yeah. Go ahead and grab this sword. So yeah, this fight in Zen Gardens is in 3 parts. And that was the second part. I would say the first part is probably the hardest. The second part's the easiest, and then the third part you kind of have to get a little lucky. Yeah. So I'm probably just gonna stick with a radial strat here. The radial is the one move that knocks him on the ground. Throw your sword into the New York skyline. There we go. We finished up Zen Gardens. Remember, folks, if you're ever on a New York rooftop, please just chuck your sword into the night. It's really important. It's a responsible thing to do. Now we're on to the final mission of the game. We are about, I would say, 40 seconds from time. So just be, if you're on that time, be on the lookout. So that's our mentor. He's actually alive. He's not dead. And now we're going to shoot all these people in this subway train while we're trying to fight each other. He can kill you. It has happened. It's a tragedy. Alright. So time is going to happen when the cutscene occurs, basically. I'll try and just say time when it happens. I have an auto splitter going on, so I forget exactly what frame it's on. And time. Woo! And that's True Crime New York City 80%. It's a pretty fun run. It's pretty straightforward. I highly recommend it. But anyway, thanks also to KZ Frew and the KZ crew for getting me into speedrunning this game. Thanks to Skiller for also being a really good competitive runner, who's done a lot of good work on strats. And thank you to ESA for letting me do another run. This is my second time I've done a run at ESA. I did ESA 2017 with Just Cause 3, and it was really great. So, thanks for watching. This was really fun. And please stick around for the next runner, and please donate. So I will see you later. Enjoy the silent movie that will play us out.